Hello, everybody. This is Diarmid of Almost Cool. I'm here with Matt Jazz
Hello.
and Swarm Lord 39.
Hello.
And we are continuing our Stellaris playthrough yet again, but it is awesome nonetheless, so yay.
And remember, this is the finale of the season.
That is correct.
Yeah.
As much as happy as we are to finally see you go, we are sad.
Wait. See.
The game,
See.
the
Oh,
playthrough,
this game. Okay.
Yeah.
this playthrough. All right, well, let's unpause and then Swarm Lord can tell us about the Dev Diary.
Well, I mean, not much to say on the Dev Diary this week. This week's Dev Diary happens to be the patch notes for the upcoming release for the Synthetic Dawn and its upcoming Capek patch. Hiding in several features, most of which have been gone over in the Dev Diaries, a few of which have not. For example, I don't believe it ever mentioned the Ascension perks that would come with the Synthetic Dawn expansion, assuming you also have the Utopia expansion that comes with it. But there were two specific for Machine Empires, and actually I forgot to mention this. One that was specific, the one that was allowed for anyone, called the I'll just go over those ones real quick since I mentioned them. The general one is the Shared Destiny Ascension perk, giving a minus 50% cost reduction on integrating subjects.
Okay.
Then there was the Machine Worlds Ascension perk for Machine Empires, allowing planets to be terraformed to machine worlds, which, would probably not benefit organic races all that much. And then the Synthetic Age Ascension perk, giving extra machine traits and reduced cost on robo-modding.
That's cool.
Yep. There are other little bits and baubles like Materialist Fallen Empires will now be cyborgs, Spiritualists will now be psionic, and other fun little facts and whatnot. They also, as a little extra, they showed off what the extra portraits that will come, these extra portraits, the machine portraits that will come with the story pack, and they look absolutely amazing. Now there is one for Mammalian. There's one for the Mammalian sub that looks honestly humanoid. There's one that looks like it's some sort of plant. One looks like a floating jellyfish. All these various little subclasses. And I can't wait. I can't wait for them. It's less than a week away, but I still can't wait. Alright, but yeah, as I said, not really too much to actually talk about because other than potentially reading down the entire patch note list, and that will probably just take forever. That would. So it'll probably be better for us to move on to some other talk, like potentially the Babylon. We can move on and possibly talk about the Babylon 5 episodes that we watched this week, or that we decided we would talk about this week because me and Matt have kind of been jumping ahead on the list.
I don't want to jump ahead for the only fact that if I do, I'll forget details.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too, but I'm also kind of hooked on the show now.
Darn you.
Oh, why don't they just make shows not as good so you don't feel compelled to keep watching them?
I think that would affect the ratings a little.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, the first episode is Signs and Portents. This is episode 13 in season 1. And with this episode, let's see.
This is the one where the main plot line and the secondary plot line actually are really intertwined, especially at the very end.
Maybe if you remember it better, you can
I
describe that.
So, Signs and Portents, the main story. I'm not even sure which one's the main storyline. Honestly, they're that intertwined. One of the storylines is Babylon 5 has been attempting to deal with a raider problem. There have been several attacks by raiders that that have been hitting well before Babylon and destroying transports long before Babylon 5 could actually respond. And the biggest confusing part on this is that there should not be a way for these raiding vessels to get in and out of the areas they attack without going through the jump gates, which they are gone in like half the time it should take them to get back to the nearest jump gate. And so it is. So throughout this, they are trying to determine what the raiders are doing that allows them to hit these transports so quickly and so close to Babylon 5 without getting caught. By the end of it, they end up getting a distress call at one point, before the raiders actually hit them, and they send ships to investigate, but they figure out that it's actually a diversion, and the raiders were planning to attack Babylon 5 itself. Which the reason for that ties into the second plot line, which I'll get to in a minute. And during this attack, they even find out they managed to take care of the raiders, but they've also find out during this attack that the way the raiders have been managing is they have a larger ship, a ship that is capable of creating its own jump points. So they haven't even been using the jump gates at all.
And this is the thing that confuses me, is that if ships are, if ships of a certain size are able to make their own jump points, then wouldn't that be something that a highly trained, like, military officer would think of in trying to figure out what's going on?
Would you really? I think the problem is that it's of a certain size, yes, but at the same time, would you actually think that raiders that most people would allow raiders to be able to make and purchase ships of that size? They would probably not be. What the heck?
What?
I got some Praetorian scourge ships in my territory.
They're mad at you.
No, it's just a colonizer and a constructor are just sitting in my territory. What the heck? The Tick Rules, good evening. Glad to have you with us. So, anyway, but the point that I'm trying to make is, what is the likelihood of people just allowing, ships that are capable, that are large enough for, to create jump points? What is the likelihood of those just being for sale?
I'd say very high. I mean, like, we have a wide history of pirates in human history getting ships and stuff like that. I don't see it as any different from. I mean, we have pirates right now in Somalia. Like, I just don't see that as being such an out there thing that there would be pirates in the space age, I mean, like in the real space age where everyone's like traveling from place to place in space, not like the 60s.
I will grant you that one, but my look on that is the tick rules kind of puts in a decent point. It's that it's more along the lines of it's.
Can we speed this up to fast? If it can handle it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm about
My
to.
apologies for interrupting. It's
No, it's the Chick rule. The Chick rules just put a point. While it's not actually only warships that have their own jump gates, his equivalent I think is a lot more appropriate than even with that fact. He said it kind of be like riders rolling up in tanks. There are not in Babylon 5. Not if you noticed also that in one. Maybe no. Wait, I'm jumping ahead a few episodes. In a future episode, in fact, most size warships can't even make their own can't even make their own jump points. The ones that can make their own jump points are in fact only like the largest of ships. It be like something the size of an aircraft carrier. So it'd be like saying, "Oh, hey, they just somehow managed to get something the size of an aircraft carrier." Just as a sort of example, the odds of them being able to being able to purchase it, and in fact they even say in the story it took 5 years of raiding of successful raiding for them to be able to afford one of those ships. And basically that was literally they would put every spare credit they had to that purchase.
Yeah, I still think that they're.
So I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying that it's a lot less likely than you seem to think. It's again, it's like saying pirates nowadays, riders showing up in tanks, or like pirates that we have nowadays showing up in like something the size of at least an aircraft carrier or a cruise liner or something that immensely large. So I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying that it's less. I think it's less likely than you think. And besides, that also from what I've understood from their series, it also takes ships that are, size doesn't necessarily mean you can open your own jump gates. It's just that they are big enough to hold jump engines as well. So it's not. So it could be potentially that it's not that they've had to not only buy a large ship, but a large ship that has jump engines attached. And even then, it was entirely they were using it as a carrier. It had no weapons of its own. So, which is part of why the part that it's that I believe it on them being able to purchase it, while also still saying it's probably not as likely as you think it is. I'm thinking I need to move my fleet over to the Spirium system to try and liberate your current planet. We don't want you to we don't want your people to be exterminated over there, do we?
No, we don't.
So I'm moving my fleet over to the Spirium system. That's going to be.
My game is acting very strangely right now.
How so?
Well, for one, it's not letting me build mining stations, even though I totally have enough money to do it.
Where are you trying to build them?
In my territory.
Which planets in your territory? Or which systems in your territory?
Just a second.
Because if you're trying to get them to build in systems that the Scourge is present, or has been present, like the system we just cleared out, the reason that they're not is because they're trying to avoid jumping into systems with hostiles.
Nah. So, I'm trying to build a mining station in the Nolion system that's between me and the Havariga. Like, right on the border between me and the Havariga.
And... wait, which system?
Nolion.
How do you spell that?
Nolyon.
Okay, found it.
It's saying that I don't have enough credits. It costs 60 and I have nearly 2,000. Sorry, not credits. Minerals. I have nearly 2,000 minerals, but
Hey, Diermood is here. Diermood's fleet has arrived to aid us in this fight.
It's ironic. It had arrived maybe a minute ago, and I was just deciding where I wanted to try and send it when your fleet showed up. So it's like, cool, works for me.
We're ripping through this. This fleet is actually the remains of one of their vanguards, or honestly, yeah, I think it's like it's their vanguards that some of their vanguards that decided to use together. I'm thinking the Elysium system is going to be left for last. That is a lot of ships.
Oh yeah.
We want to clear out everything else that way we don't have to worry about anything jumping in on us. We are slowly eliminating these interlopers. I lost 3 destroyers, and I had 2 corvettes that were coming in, and I lost them. Huh.
so do we go to the black hole next?
We want to kill the armies off that are in orbit, and make sure and Math, do you have any armies?
I do.
Get your armies into this system. We need to retake it.
Okay.
Because as long as it is occupied, then the Scourge is going to be purging your people on this planet. And luckily, it takes a few years, but that's still not something we want to let happen. Oh, random side note on Babylon 5. Did anyone else find out their largest ship class is called destroyers? In our modern navy, that is one of the smallest. That is a decent point. I don't know the particular reason why that would be the case. That I just don't know. It is a little odd when you mention that, but oh shoot.
I didn't realize that the ships that we've seen are their biggest ships.
We haven't seen any of their biggest ships yet. Okay, I'm gonna move my fleet on, especially because some of my reinforcements are getting attacked like as they are entering these systems. So
Where are you moving them?
I'm going to the wait. Hold on. Deselect my fleet because of that is causing me lag. Yeah, I'm going to the Ernest system. They had a fleet just jump into there, and I have.
Okay, I'm going to.
Yeah. Then I'm probably going to the Askelion system, back to the Barana system. Basically, we just need to keep going back and forth until through these habited planets. We're leaving the Lyssam system until later, because oh my gosh. Oh, phew, got him. Oh, jeez. Anyway, but so the going back to the Babylon 5, the other story that was involved was Londo Calrissian was attempting to was able to get a certain artifact known as the Eye which is like
His name isn't Lando Calrissian.
not Calrissian. Why did I say Calrissian? Londo.
Because that's the character in Star
That's
Wars.
Star Wars.
Empire
I'm
Strikes
distracted
Back.
at the moment, so sue me. I'm
We
distracted.
would, but I think we'd have problem getting the money out.
Anywho, so Londo was able to get a hold of an ancient Centauri artifact called the Eye, which was held by one of the original emperors of their republic, and was attempting to return it home, partially to gain. Oh wow! I just lost 11 corvettes, two cruisers, and 5 destroyers. Gosh. As well as, of course, 11 corvettes. I'm wondering if I should even bother to build any more corvettes. My corvettes just get sniped by these guys.
It's better than you. It's better than your main fleet taking damage.
Well, I mean, they go after my destroyers instead, but they don't manage to kill my destroyers nearly as quickly. Okay, they have ships back in the Spirium system. Oh, jeez. This is... lag spike. Okay, the tick rules. Yeah. Yes, I am now aware. I am aware that I made them. I am aware that I made the mistake, and I apologize. He's poking at me for the
Lando Calrissian.
Lando Calrissian thing. Yes.
Well,
why not? It's a funny thing to get you for it.
Yeah. Anywho,
Well, I just took down a 220k fleet.
Oh, nice.
It only lost like.
I'm going to the Escalian system. I'm going to try and.
10K.
me too.
It was in the Lastus system. It was down
Yep,
low.
I noticed.
It was a little smaller.
I noticed. What is in the Lessium system? So anyway, so Londo was trying to get this eye back to his empire, partially to gain favor and all other stuff like that. And the guy who came to retrieve the eye came with a psychic who said Babylon 5 would be destroyed.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is, of course, you know, big deal. Come on, I said my fleet decided not to move. Oh boy, this is gonna suck. Math, your fleet is going in ahead of mine.
I can stop it.
Anywho, so the so the
never mind.
yeah, my fleet wasn't that far behind. It just needed to actually leave the system and come in. So Londo's companion. So what happened was that I'll do that. They went in. Londo, as they were about to take the eye back. Some raiders who had managed to sneak onto Babylon 5 basically captured them and started taking the eye. Tried to take the eye with them. And they managed to get both the eye and Londo's companion to onto a shuttle, and they managed to get their shuttle onto their main ship and managed to run. Then their ship was destroyed by another by a different mysterious ship. And another character who had been introduced and had been asking around, a Mr. Morden, returned the eye to Londo, saying that they would be in touch. And, basically, I look at that and I know that that is the beginning of a very, very interesting moment. Math, your ship is not moving at all. Your ships aren't engaging at all.
I'll fix that.
Okay, I'm closing that one. Fine ship. Oh, you're going after the ones in the Spirium system, Diarmuid? Oh no, that's Math Jazz's transport fleet.
I am preparing my transport fleet. I'm going to be heading over there as soon as I get them together. I'm setting my main fleet back home so I can reinforce and head on back.
I have 12 days until I can retreat.
Well, luckily, it looks like they're not getting off too many attacks yet. You have some time. But yeah, so yeah, we're a little bit all over the place, and sorry for that. Oh, I'm sorry for that. It's mostly me so far, especially since I've been the one who's going around trying to describe it. But yeah, do we want to? Do any of you want to give some more details for this? For this episode, or
I can't think of anything.
No, I think you're good.
then
I mean, this episode was more of like setting things up for the future episode than
yep.
anything really happening important in it. I think. Trying to get some tension built up with the guy.
Covenant.
They're trying to get some tension and foreshadowing by having the guy going around to the different ambassadors and say, "What do you want?" And then the ambassador, egging the ambassadors on into saying things like Londo talking about how he wants to regain the glory days of the Empire, and Gakar saying that he wants to crush the Centauri and
Stuff like that.
Yeah. The next episode was TKO. This one, one of the plots was Susan meeting with her rabbi, or the rabbi meeting with her, maybe is a better way of putting it.
I believe so, yes.
To try and convince her to sit Shiva for her father's death. It also reveals that she has not told anyone else on the ship that her father is dead.
Yep, the only one who actually knows the only one who knows differently is Garibaldi, because he listened. He was trying. He ended up listening in on that. You're just having your fleet follow mine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, it is a safe way to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got some interesting little text. And then the other plot point that went along with this one was was an old friend of Garibaldi's named Walker Smith, an ex-professional boxer, was attempting to enter into what is known as the Muay Thai, which is sort of a
A
ritual.
sort of fighting competition. It's like a to the death, or not necessarily.
Not to the death. It's just that it's a
They
lot.
have died doing it then.
People have died doing it, yes, but it is more of a. It is a sort. It is an organized combat, just without. It's just less restrained than.
That's a good way of putting it.
It's a lot more. It goes. You have punching, kicking. Shots that would probably be considered cheap shots are not necessarily actually cheap shots.
Yeah. So.
Bloodsport in space. The Tick Rules adds.
Yeah. So. With what's his name? His friend, Garibaldi's friend, Walker Smith. You said. Okay. So, the one thing is that the Mutai is also hasn't allowed humans in it in the past. You know, so there's Walker Smith walks up and challenges the the people in the Mutai. Is like, I want to fight in the Mutai, and they're like, you can't do that. This isn't the proper way of doing things. And plus,
actually, specifically, they said that humans do not fight in the Mutai, and that he should go back to his own kind. And what ends up happening is that someone who is revealed to have been involved in the Mutai before helps Walker to enter into the Mutai in another way.
To do it the proper, respectful, normal channels.
Again, I'm not so sure that it wasn't the way he went in initially wasn't appropriate so much as they had the right to refuse him, whereas the next way he did it, to refuse him would have been an act of dishonor or cowardice. So, by basically saying, he basically said that he claimed he is brave enough to fight the strongest member of the Mutai, and basically if they had refused him, it would have been the equivalent of saying
You're right.
they don't dare fight him for one reason or another.
Yeah, but the ground rule, the end of the whole thing is that the guy came up and he wanted to fight in the Mutai, and he told them in a way that that apparently wasn't appropriate, and that this old former Mutai fighter told Walker Smith how to do it in a way that they would let him do it, to follow the appropriate customs. That's the base of this whole thing.
Well, that and him actually fighting in it.
Yeah. So then he goes and he fights, and was it a tie or?
It was a tie.
It was a tie.
Yeah.
So it was a tie, and they're like, great. Now that humans have approached us the proper way, and you fought so honorably in the ring and did such a good job, now humans are allowed to fight in Mutai in the future. But apparently there's a ritual way of being allowed to fight in the Mutai, and Walker Smith was not adhering to that tradition and was taught by someone else. That's the kind of story arc that's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right to me.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. We had the whole thing with the thing with Susan also, going back to the other plot line, because the other plot line has a little bit, I don't want to say it has more going for it, but it had more to talk about, and also involved Susan feeling abandoned by her father, not that her father did not give her the love he should have as a father, and her not forgiving him, and she recalls a lot of the lines from what had already from what we've already the episode we saw where he talked to her before he died, and he had basically already apologized for not doing so, and her finally and this bit was finally about her realizing this and granting him forgiveness for it, and allowing herself to be able to move on, to heal. You know, it's a good thing. You know, the Scourge has been a lot less dangerous, I feel, than the Unbidden were.
Maybe. Well, yeah, the Unbidden hit us earlier when we were less able to handle them.
True. Very true. But still, I think maybe it also helps that that these guys are a lot more piecemeal than the Unbidden were. Then the Unbidden had fewer fleets that we had to deal with, but they were a lot stronger, and as such, because they have equivalent fleet power. These guys have equivalent fleet power. We only need to look in the Lesim system to see that. But or actually possibly even more. But it's so spread out that you can take it apart piecemeal. Unlike the Unbidden, which was fairly concentrated, and especially when you went after the portal, would immediately all pile into the same system.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Whereas the Scourge, we've kind of had a hard time, pinning them down. But, whenever we actually come into conflict, generally speaking, they lose. And honestly, it's not even generally speaking. I have killed over 1,000 Praetorians. I've killed over 1,000 dips on my own.
Good for you, punk.
Hey, you're the one who decided to pull your fleet back to repair instead of just throwing more ships. But I've been having my ships come into the into the fight.
My fleet is already on its way back.
I've killed 105 Praethoran.
Plus, they were due for an upgrade. I've killed like 96. I checked it a few seconds ago.
Yeah. To be fair, though, you did take on a fleet by yourself, whereas Math's fleet, as let's be honest, been hiding behind mine.
That's true.
That's true. It's just the way you said it.
I'm still doing damage, though.
You are.
I'm on my way back now, so we'll see how that goes.
I think this is their last military fleet. There's only one more place that has military fleets, and that's the Lesim system.
I'm gonna split my fleet and go after the constructors.
That would probably be a good idea.
Now my very nice transport fleet is about to head your guys' way.
Well, my transport fleet should be almost in the system if it's not already.
Mine has 42 gene armies.
That is pretty good. Mine has 40 psionic armies, as well as a psionic avatar.
Nice.
And they're about to land on the planet anyway. Here we go. I'm landing and freeing you from the Scourge. Yo, your people are no longer
dying.
Yep, they're no longer being fed to this extragalactic threat. Okay, anywho. My transport fleet's gonna get out of there because there's no other fleet. And Math, you're sending your other fleet to the Katharag whatever system.
Yeah, one's going to the Duraskadon, and the other one is going to the Kahala Jom.
Hey, Diermud, where's your fleet at? And like, how far down?
It's at Not quite as far as I was hoping by now. Give me a few seconds. It's doing the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
It's at Halax right now, but it's about to do its next jump in a few seconds. It's now at Nugan. Nugan. 2A's gone.
So I'm gonna position my fleet in the Esquilian system, and I'm gonna be ready to jump into the Lessium system.
That's interesting.
What?
I'll take care of this.
What happened? Oh, you mean the two that are in my systems?
Yep.
Don't need to worry about them. They can't do anything.
Not with my main fleet.
Oh, not with your.
I have a little tiny ones that are still forming at my main planet. I was just gonna send like a 1K fleet or something over there.
That works.
If nothing else, it keeps them from spreading too much farther.
Yeah, not that they've actually done anything. I don't know how they even got over there.
Me neither, but I figure might as well do something about it.
Yeah. Ironically, Oh. You've,
Oh, look, I won.
They decided to surrender.
Yeah. No need to pause, just continue.
Okay.
Wait a second. I think I messed up a little.
Yeah, you missed a system.
Yeah, figures. Oh well, I'll get it next time. If there is a next time.
Anyway,
Construction complete.
Okay, my fleet is... Math, your fleets are not moving at all. You need to put them on aggressive if you're gonna have them go after the other ships in the system. Your fleets have just been hanging around in space.
Incoming transmission.
Sorry, you entered into a defensive pact with them?
Yes.
How dare you?
I still need to take this one planet from them in the Landine system.
It's not gonna. We already know it's not. It's probably not gonna happen. Besides, I can always break it if it really needs to happen anyway. My fleet is going into the Lassim system. Armode, is yours coming with it?
Oh, mine arrived.
My fleets are coming now.
Your fleets are right there. Give me a second to hop into your system. Oh, your hop.
Yeah, just send them into the next system.
You clicked it.
Yes. Just send them into the next system. Mode, your battleship has arrived in the system with those two ships, but it's not on aggressive.
I forgot. It is now.
Here they come. Oh shoot! Their troops are actually landing now. Entering into the system got them to actually land their troops. Here we go.
You are greatly outnumbered.
Well, remember also my fleet was at 1 million when optimized, shifting over to just to be anti-scourge dropped my fleet power by over 400k. Remember that. Down one for the tick rules. If you weren't here aware last episode, it was I believe I just mentioned it, but upgrading my fleet to use exclusively energy weapons actually made it appear weaker. It suddenly dropped from like 900k to 600k. So, specifically because I outfitted it to be anti-scourge, it suddenly felt a lot less. Anytime your fleets want to come in, you're welcome to jump in.
My fleet's there.
Oh, I guess I'm just lagging a bit because I don't see your fleet at all.
Yeah, you are lagging.
Oh, now your fleet. Your first
Well,
fleet.
you told me to hop into the next system, so I did, but...
I said I was going after the LaSim system. You were in the Ernest system, so I assumed that you were going to jump into the LaSim system from there.
I should have. The moment I realized you had already jumped to the next system, I was like, crap, send it. So it'll be there about 4 days. 3 days.
Here's the thing: I'm not actually losing much when they've engaged.
1 day?
So yeah, I'm the one who's behind at the moment. Woo! Here we go. Oh, so much lag. I can't keep watching. I just have to hop out. I am losing ships in there, but what I can see, the Scourge is losing more, and with you guys actually in there now, we're going to wreck them.
Yep.
Yeah, my fleet hasn't even dropped down below. Hasn't even dropped down like has barely dropped down 10k, and we've cleared like nearly a third of the front fleet, and I've been making headway into the back as well. I just keep wanting. But the thing is, when they have individual ships that are worth like 23k fleet power, their fleet power drops a lot once those ships die. I finally dropped under 600k, and I'm still making a lot of headway onto their fleet. The problem is, again, they're smaller ships, but yeah, one of them's gone effectively. So
Situation log update.
yep, there goes one. Other one's going quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? They're going down pretty quickly. My fleet may be 600k, but that's because I don't technically have the optimized setup where. So fleet power just goes to show fleet power is not actually everything. Just because I've just got all the best anti-armor tech since, you know, we don't need to worry about shields at all. And yeah, this fight is the end of the Scourge. Gonna jump out of the system and watch a bit from outside. Yep, there goes the last of the Vanguard. Yeah, the two rules mentioned back to that. The game basically has a rock, paper, scissors on armor and weapons, and it's
Now none of their fleets are above 90%. And then it jumps up to not up above 90%. I guess they heal fairly quick.
no, it's
No, it's because they lost a fleet, and
it's
so the average percentage went up because a fleet that was near
Or-
dead is now totally dead.
Oh yeah.
it's a ship, not fleet, but yeah. It takes the percentage of all the ships, and whenever a ship dies, it recalculates the percentage, so the percentage isn't even all that great either. But
Situation log updated.
oops, I lost a destroyer.
But yeah, they just fell from about 1 million to currently about 75 or 750K. Like, really quickly they fell.
Yeah,
Far.
it's
It looks like every couple of seconds they're losing about 15 to 20K.
yeah, that's because their ships are worth a lot of fleet power. So when each one dies, they lose a massive chunk of their fleet power, which is again, numbers are misleading.
They're now at 600K.
At this point, then I could probably have taken them on by myself. I could probably take them on by myself at this point, you know. Which I might have been able to take on the whole fleet by myself anyway.
That's possible.
I mean,
I
I mean,
think it would have been a lot closer.
I think it would have been closer, yeah. But I mean,
But
even-
it might have swayed in your favor.
I mean, considering the fact that after this fight is done, I haven't even lost 100K. I've lost I've lost a bunch of ships certainly, but they haven't even gotten through my destroyers, let alone my cruisers. They haven't even touched my battleships. What it comes down to, because my fleet was optimized against them.
And we are officially under 300K.
I'm definitely lagging behind then, because they're still a little bit above that. There we go. Yeah, they just took a huge chunk right there. What did I lose this time?
We are under 200K.
Now I'm on par with you guys. So since I'm out of the system, I can watch. It's under 100K. Like just under above 50K now. Now it's like almost 20.
Situation log updated.
That's it. I lost 38 cruisers and 111 destroyers. Holy smoke. 38 cruisers? Oh.
Construction complete.
But yeah, that's it. They're Emerald, if you want to send move in your armies to
I just did. Well, it's on its way in. It says 2 days.
Complete.
I still need another 13. That's just to store my cruisers.
Situation log updated.
Armies are gone. All that's left is their one constructor and the planet itself.
And I'll take care of the plant itself.
Awesome. Your Gene Warrior armies, which are actually funny. Your Gene Warrior armies are called Ascension Wings.
Situation log updated. Debris analyzed.
I just need 3 more cruisers, and then I will have finished rebuilding the massive amount of cruisers I lost. And then I can get focused on rebuilding my destroyers, and then I can actually build up my corvettes, which I can now actually rework my ship designs to no longer be just anti-armor.
So, all of the fallen empires are gone. All of the crises are over.
Complete.
Once we clear your planet, yeah.
And land armies.
Come on.
We must be missing something because shouldn't we be getting a message right about now saying the Scourge is gone?
We should, but at the same time, the big problem is we never let them actually get any worlds. So, because of that, it might not actually properly clear.
Register it? Yeah, maybe.
That, and there might be another wave that eventually comes. I'm not positive on that one. Okay, so I finally managed to rebuild or queue up the rebuilding of all the cruisers I lost. 38 cruisers. Whew, boy. And now the now I just need to queue up the 111 destroyers I lost.
Well, I was thinking that we should just form the Federation now.
Well, I mean, technically have an hour on the stream, but I mean, we could just cut it. I mean, could cut it short here. We've basically got the entire galaxy under our control. The bit that we
Here's
don't.
the thing: is that you're in a defensive pact with the Havariga,
Yeah,
and
which I
I
could.
think that the other three, the Ixodar, Fear Alliance, and Cerulean Alliance, aren't they allied with Diarmid or something?
No, they
No.
aren't. Especially in light of his recent conquests. But that said, I'm getting close to the 40% habitable planets on my own.
Construction complete.
So if we went to another war, how many planets do I need? How many planets do I need before I would win? With my vassals and all of them, I would need 38 planets, and I win. Which, if
I need 64.
Yeah. You'll wanna you'll have to form the Federation if we want to. We can just end it here. You'll have form a federation with Diarmid first, and then invite me, because you and me put together, we win.
Okay.
Whereas I don't think Diarmid quite manages to hit 20% by himself.
No, I'm so close.
So close to what? What are you aiming for?
I got ring worlds. I wanted to start one. It's so sad. The only part that I don't like is, and I can understand why they did it this way, it takes 300 worlds, and I have 291.
Wait, what?
In order to make ring worlds, it takes 300 influence. I have 297 influence. One more month, and I'll be able to start my first ring world, and I'm willing to end it there. I'd rather finish it, but at least we'll be able to get there.
How many months?
Just a
One.
couple. Math, you just lost control of a world.
I know. I was busy with the Scourge.
Yeah,
I couldn't split my attention.
and they were vassalized by another empire.
Yeah, I saw. But how's that Federation thing going, Diarmid? Diarmid?
Give me a few seconds, please. First of the month.
Yeah.
There we go. And then now it's a new month, so you can get the thing, right?
Yeah, should be trying to do it.
I mean, it depends on where you're trying to do it. Orders. You have to have a system with enough
With enough.
planets to take apart.
Oh, that would be my issue there.
Yeah. You have to. You don't want to do it with habitable planets or inhabited, especially not inhabited planets. But you need to have basically enough stuff in the system to form the materials for the ring world.
Okay, so as soon as he gets that ring world started, you can agree to join that Federation.
Well, I mean, you have to actually. Well, no, I guess
Construction complete.
I have to actually what?
they're considering another offer from us. What? I went to see if I could do the ask to join Federation, but it says you are considering another offer from us.
Yeah, because I just sent you a request.
I haven't seen it.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Yeah.
now do you see it?
First of the month. Hold on. Also, There are more scourge ships in my territory. A bunch of them have just popped up.
Oh, let me come help you.
I should have taken out the ones in that system.
You did. Those are new ones.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the offer.
Did you approve the offer, Diarmid?
I
No, it's still waiting on you.
Oh, it's waiting on.
I thought that was something else. Sorry. I thought that was the old one still up. For some reason.
All right. So, did you manage to? I got it now. Did you manage to start your ring world?
Yeah, it's just heading there. The moment it starts construction.
Diarmid?
We should get that. I'm good.
Okay.
It is in the system. It just needs to get to the center so it starts.
Construction complete.
Okay, we got a couple months before the thing here, so. And it has begun construction.
Well, it started building. Have you guys got any messages?
No, I think the foundation needs to be finished at least before anything happens. Which that
This is building ring world site. It doesn't. There we go. It just went up 1%, so this could be a bit. So never mind. If we want,
yeah,
it's be a little quicker.
No, let's at least end it. Let's at least finish the game here. In terms of at least adding it together, we'll see if we can keep going past this point. Maybe if we want, just to finish off the hour of the stream or the next hour of the stream. But let's at least finish off the game here since we've done everything that we really wanted to do.
Yay!
We have won. The Federation has won. Yeah, Matthew had 10 more planets than I did personally, but I had vassals that had planets to make up the difference.
Okay.
But I had more pops than you did, and I definitely had more military fleet. Oh, yeah. Diarmid, you had. I mean, percentage-wise, you were like per planet, pops per planets. You actually had about equal on it with me.
I was third.
Yeah, we can click continue.
Just below you two.
We can click the continue button if we want to keep going.
Pretty much, I was third in everything. No, I was third in everything except for research.
You were second, I believe, with math coming in third.
Was like.
Yeah, so we've won our game already. So we can. What?
Who is the Empire of Romanox?
I don't know.
Was that the group that I just uplifted? No, they're not uplifted yet.
I don't know who the Romanox were.
What are you talking about, Romanox?
We got me and Math got a Romanox Empire. Oh, a world rebelled from Diarmid and then went and rejoined the Havaragi.
Oh no.
There we go. The Scourge is dead.
And the Scourge is done. Yay.
Yay. Ooh, crap ton of Unity. Did that get me anything? No, it didn't even. I now have. I still have 70 months left. I just want to see what I'm able to do with this. Oh, come on. Don't. Right. End of the month. Okay, give it to the right person. I just want to see. That one. And where is. Nope. Definitely not. Yep. Definitely can't. What if. Nope, can't. I have to take off 2 of them. Oh, that sucks. Actually. Hey guys, how do you feel about one last war?
Against? Sure.
Totally.
Ships upgraded.
Okay, I've started a science nexus. It will let me move because end of the month. My ships have finished upgrading, so I can go in and join in the war. They probably. But yeah, I'm fine with this being the case. I was actually hoping to do some to eventually get these guys under my control, but they've apparently been like, "Oh, we're too big for you to control." And all I can think is, I have a vassal that's larger than them.
Research complete.
Yeah, end result of this war will be they will have the little blob that is their main blob, and everything else will go under control of whoever's closest. AKA, Math will get the Landine system, Diarmod, you'll get the EDX and the Romanox system. Oh,
And I now have Scourge missiles.
nice. By the way, their main fleet's going after one of your planets.
I'm glad that we formed a federation.
Research complete.
I'm also glad that we can rename federations.
What did you read? You realize that the moment you're no longer president, that will no longer be the case.
Well, what are you gonna rename it?
Name it something that's not disgraceful to your allies, especially when your allies are stronger than you. Remember, now that we've won, if I want to break away from the Federation and choose to attack you, I can. You want to test this theory?
Mushroom Kingdom underlings? Oh, Master Ass. Oh.
Hmm.
I'm starting to build the Fleet of the Pact.
Not really much of a pact if you're insulting us with the very name of the pact. Okay, that's better.
Hostile station engaged.
That is better.
Construction complete.
Okay.
Alien spaceport engaged. Situation log updated.
Well, did I just disconnect?
Research complete.
It says that you're playing a different game now on.
Yeah.
That is weird. I am not.
Now it says you're playing the right game again. It.
Yeah, because I just reopened it. Just continue the game. I'll be there in a second. Watch, it's gonna change the government because I said that.
You
I
are
paused it.
theocratic.
Oh, he paused it then.
What was your government before?
All of a sudden, I'm drawing a blank.
Was it an oligarchy?
Yeah, I believe so. That sounds right.
It's Well-
Like I said, Matt Jazz paused the game, so he said he paused the game, so it should be fine. Like I said, I'm heading right back on.
Oh my gosh, I'm just looking at this and thinking to myself, one of my smaller vassals, I think, has a larger, oh yeah, the Enlightened Kingdom of Wibbaril has a fleet that is almost the size of the Havaragi fleet by themselves. The little guy that I had as a protectorate. I had his protectorate for the longest time, and still has inferior tech to me. Has a fleet nearly as big as the Havaragi. What's more is they have about the same amount of planets. Considering one's a vassal and one is its own empire, that is really pathetic.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about any plans we have for the next season, since we've officially won this season and we're just killing time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that I need to totally reanalyze how I play this game, and I don't know, like, I need to work on how to build up planets before throwing them into sectors, and I have to start caring about how my ship designs go. So, I think that I'm going to try and play a smarter game next time.
And remember that next time we are not necessarily friends. We are willing to be friendly with each other, but not necessarily.
You know what that
I
means,
would like
right?
to see is that we play essentially as if we were playing with people we didn't know. We're willing to work together, but we also are willing to backstab.
Yep.
I don't know about this.
Afraid that you'll be
Okay.
stabbed in the back?
Oh yeah, because I'm the easy prey. I'm the one that has the hardest time building a military of everyone.
Well, then you do
so.
what I did early in this one. You grab a random empire. It's not one of ours.
Oh yeah, deliberately lose to someone else so that I can pick a new empire.
Oh, that'd be messed up.
Oh,
Remember that's
I'm
also.
gonna go pick one of the fallen empires.
I checked. You can't do that.
Oh, good.
I don't think you can pick awakened
Okay,
empires
whenever you're
either.
ready. Now I get terrestrial sculpting.
Wow.
Seriously.
Are we gonna unpause the game?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but that is just hilarious. Just
I don't
go,
blame you. If
you
it
go.
was annoying, I would be laughing too.
You just go all game, and then you have it. Oh.
I guess my game hasn't fully caught up yet. That's weird.
Yeah, I just realized I made a bad time to make to do some trading in for minerals. I'm unable to continue certain deals with the merchant guilds.
One or something.
Yeah, I attempted to, and I can't afford to because I traded all my stuff for minerals, which is stupid because I don't even need the minerals at the moment.
You can trade back.
Yeah, that's still a net loss though. I might as well.
It is,
I'll just wait a couple months and get it back naturally, and then I'll just contact them and rebuy them. That's all there is to it. Especially since I got the one that helps with the governing ethics attraction anyway, and it's. Let's see. This guy. I want this guy first. This is the one with the plus 5% happiness modifier. You will not be sorry, unless you consume too much spice, of course. Then there is a small chance that you will spontaneously combust. A very small chance, to be sure.
No, it's you turn into a space frog. That's what happens if you eat too much spice. Man, it's like the the programmers of this game didn't ever read Dune.
Oh, you just enlightened a new kingdom, Dearmood?
Yes, I did.
By the way, where's your fleet?
My fleet?
Dearmood's. Oh, there it is.
It evidently in that minute that I had been disconnected for some reason, it split my fleet into 3 parts. So I'm trying to reform it. Then I'm gonna head back into the fray.
Fair enough. Frick. But yeah, this is something I've been wanting to get for the last little while. Just Just in terms of, I've been wanting to have this guy under my control for quite some time, and now I have the chance to have him under my control.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
When did you change that?
Change what? Oh, the name of the Federation?
Yes.
After you complained the second time?
Sweet.
Okay, that's good. I like that. That's funny.
We can leave that. We can leave that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Construction
We like mushrooms.
I mean, isn't that kind of like a galactic rallying cry or something?
Well,
We're
considering,
wiping out all the people that don't like mushrooms.
I mean, when you look at the sheer number of pops in my empire and you see how many are fungoids, give me a moment. Yeah, let me see. I have the top 2 species in my empire are fungoids.
Are one of them Mengeti?
No, Mengeti are actually. I only have 28 at 28 plus 17. So that's 45 Mengeti. The tick rules. The galaxy belongs to the fungi.
Yes. I mean, isn't that how, like, every party goes?
Woo! I'm uploading someone's brain into my science nexus. I lose a scientist because of that, but my I need to actually recruit a new scientist.
complete.
Oh, well, yes, I know. Let's just put him in there. He's been sitting around doing nothing for a while. He can be one of my scientists. Yeah, so I apparently had a, I've had a scientist uploaded into a supercomputer in my science nexus, the Groik Nexus. It has been renamed in his honor. Named after his inventor, this science nexus has a neural bank containing the brain of one of our finest researchers integrated into its main drive, allowing it to operate at an increased speed.
Why is it taking that route to get there? It's like they never figured out pathfinding. What are you doing?
Where were you trying to? Where was it? Where was what trying to go?
Right now I have a fleet in the Kosk system that's trying to get to the Landine system, and to do it, it's going around the Ixodar.
Well, that's probably because you can't go through the Ixodar space anymore. I'm pretty sure they closed borders with all of us.
Yeah, but it's coming up from the southern part of the galaxy. Why is it going all the way around the top instead of going, you know?
Maybe it can't make the jump. Maybe because you can't go through Cerulean territory, and it might be you can't make the jump from your southern empire to your to that little segment anymore.
Oh, that's awful. Man. We should have had a war with the Cerulans.
Colony established.
My vassal is actually fighting the main fleet of the Havaragi. They aren't doing too bad. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure they're gonna lose. But, you know, even still, they are not doing too bad. Okay, because I started doing something, I can't tell if that was a loss or a retreat. My guess is a retreat because they only lost like 3K when facing a fleet of that was only about 5K below them. Oh well, wait. First strike is my military faction not happy? Oh, yep. They don't like the fact that I'm in a federation.
That seems really dumb.
Makes sense to me.
Enemy planet secured.
Oh, my High Inquisitor leveled up. Oh yeah, my Cerulean. Those guys, they're still here. They're just not. Okay, you're doing good. And the fun fact is that also now we don't have to worry about an unexpected war suddenly cropping up from the Stellar Concord over there, because the Stellar Concord already knew not to pick on me or Diermood. The only one they were actually willing to pick on was you, and then then they lost all their fleets going when I declared war on them. So they don't have much territory. They don't have much territory of their own anymore. Or the Cerulean Alliance lost a lot. So is your fleet back together, Diermood?
Yeah, they're bombing one of the planets in the system. The planet in the system.
And you're gathering your armies?
Yep, because that also got split up a little, even though I don't technically need them all.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Okay, they're merging.
End of the month. Building a couple more habitat stations.
Enemy planet secured.
Another end of the month happened. And now my fleet is pursuing the Havaragi fleet. All right, these guys use jump drives now. I forgot about that. Oh, speaking of that, I haven't gone to the Shroud all session. Oops. Let's dive into the Shroud. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to having that little alert that lets me know when I can go back into the Shroud. You know, if I play a Spiritualist Empire again. Which, my current plan is Yay, my ships now have a +5 monthly hull regeneration. Well, I caught a pair of Corvettes, but I wasn't able to get a hold of their main fleet. Main fleet is going to try and liberate their home world. And I'm just sitting here like, no, you are not. I'm gonna say,
Situation log updated.
Math has secured the Landine system.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I just wipe out their fleet? I apparently wiped out their fleet and didn't even realize it. Oops. Well, oops as in, That's funny when the biggest fleet battle of this war happened, and I'm just like, wait, that happened? Just, oh, man. Yeah. It happened. It caught, and it didn't get, and it gave us like nothing. It gave us like 0.3 on the war score because it was that much of a curb stomp.
I'm taking the Selnock system.
Okay, I'm in the Stellaris system. I'm guessing, Diarmuid, you're in the Volanus system?
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
That moment, your fleet jumps into the system and all you hear is situation log updated. Situation log updated. Oh! Their fleet managed to get away before I managed to do much damage over there. That's why it was so small. They actually showed up in the system that my fleet just jumped into, and I just mulched them. I just mulched their... Or either that or it's just lying to my face, and they actually weren't in that system, and it's just finally actually catching up on the fact that I went and fought them. Nope, that just got us 14.4 war score. So I'm pretty sure that was I actually caught their fleet in this system.
I just gave synthetic populations full rights.
Congratulations, Math. You are the odd one out.
We now have robotic mushrooms.
Robotic mushrooms.
That's something I don't quite get, though, is that since my empire is mostly mushrooms, why did my empire build robots in a humanoid shape?
That's, I mean, with the synthetic dawn, they're giving fungoid, they're giving synthetic portraits that are closer to each like type. So there's a mammalian one, a reptilian one, a fungoid one. So
What about like just a box, like how robots look in the real world?
because I don't know, because robots in the real world don't try to also take over human jobs, don't try to do the same things that humans can do necessarily. They do. I mean, some of them, yeah, but you know, they're usually specialized for their particular job set. Whereas, you know, robots in Stellaris, the ones generally we see are the ones that are that basically are able to replace your species wherever they need to, whether it's on farms, in mining areas, in visitor centers, in science labs, all that fun stuff. So yeah, we're just mulching these guys. They have no chance. I'm sad that it actually came out to war with them. I am surprised that they were holding out that much against being vassalized, considering how much of the galaxy I owned and how big they were. They were like unwilling. They were like completely unwilling to actually become a vassal. And that was like the only thing was it said empire population was the only thing holding them back. I think we might have just won. Or no, wait, no, end of the month. Never mind. But seriously, occupying the next planet should be enough. Oh, you still have some amoeboid ships in your fighter bomber section.
Yep.
Realize if you still wanted, you could actually replace them with
I know.
scourge creatures.
I actually have that research. I just haven't. Since we're going to be finishing, I don't see much the point.
Fair enough.
If we had even one more episode, I would do it.
Yeah. Besides the fact that sadly enough, it's all the only thing that's better about it than anything else is the fact that they have 66% armor penetration rather than 50% armor penetration. But overall, they also do less damage than the level 3 fighters and bombers.
Mm.
So yeah. Granted, if you're going against very heavily armored enemies, then it might be better to get the Scourge units, but generally speaking, that wouldn't be the case. And we win!
Enemy planet secured.
And he just surrendered. The best possible. End of the month as well. And there you go. And the Havaragi don't actually hate me all that much. They actually really like me. Ironically, it's only on -1 on switching them from a tributary to a vassal. Hilarious that actually by the end of this they might actually be more willing to become my vassal after we effectively conquered them.
They just sent me an insult.
I'm not.
The Mushroom Kingdom is a nation designed for computers and automatons, not breathing organics. Are you even capable of feeling emotion?
Well, I mean, you are, in the current setup, you are basically the antithesis of a spiritualist empire, especially when they are evangelizing zealots, aka they really hate non-spiritualists. Well, we got another 15 minutes to kill, unless we want to just end it early here this time.
Oh, I think that I'm okay with ending it here.
84% till the ring world site is finished.
Oh. I kind of want to keep going until we at least see the,
Yeah, that's close to finish, but we'll give it 5 minutes, see where it is.
Okay. I'm up for that. Math?
Sure.
If it's 90 in 5 minutes, we'll just call it.
Yeah. Like, I have 2 evangelizing zealots as my vassals. I just love it. We just basically, between all of us, we just own the galaxy, and there's just these little, and there's just these, like, 3 little, okay, maybe a little bit more. There's just a couple little sections that just aren't ours, and it's just like, meh. And there's still, and despite all the odds, there are still there's still some neutral creatures flying around. There's still some of the space whales flying around.
Well, people feel bad about killing them because there's really nothing to benefit from it.
Yeah, I mean, I like them showing up, but I just wish, that they wouldn't necessarily be attacked by the other neutrals in the galaxy. It does, or at least that, they'd be better capable of it. Because they're the weakest of the neutrals. Whoa.
Something to do for a few minutes.
I...
Up to you. Like I said, something to do for a few
I don't mind it. It's just the problem is only the 2 planets to go to you. There's a few planets that we could probably give math that would be benefit.
Then click no. I'm fine with it. Okay.
Whoa!
It's at 91%.
What happened?
What do you mean?
Did something happen to your array? Your spy array?
No. Why?
Did a trade run out or something? Because I just suddenly lost vision.
Maybe.
It says that I have full sensor view with you, but the sensor's boundaries just changed. Oh,
It's at 93%, so
now it's back.
So we want to keep going?
I'm gonna say yeah, but if you guys want to call it, I'd be fine with that.
Oh, I mean, I just rewrote those war demands just to better suit overall.
Okay.
Like I said, something to do for 5 minutes. This should be quick.
Give some stuff to math. Give some stuff. I don't need anything of theirs because it's far away. But my little vassal that's right next door could use a couple.
The Havaragi? Your little vassal, the Havaragi?
Not the Havaragi. I'm giving it to my Cerulean Star Hegemony, the big purple one. Just giving him a couple planets is all. I would have given to them when I went after the wars that I initially did against it, gave him planets with, but it just didn't happen. Besides, what's not to like about going and whaling on these guys? The Ixidar actually have a bigger fleet than Math does. Oh wait, no, that's their Federation fleet. They have a fleet that's on par with Math Jazz's, and they have control of their Federation fleet as well. Okay, my fleet is now going after the Ixidar's main fleet. So what's the percentage at now?
The war score?
No, not the war score.
Oh, that. 98.
Ooh, it's almost
99. So maybe another minute or two. So, did you guys get that?
No, not that one.
Give it a moment.
I guess you gotta click yours when you're done,
No.
or close yours out or something.
Did you guys get something?
No.
Figures.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can click that you want to start the construction if you have enough minerals. And
I have 20,000 minerals.
is that enough?
Should have been. Yeah, I have. It takes 20,000 minerals to make a ring world frame.
Then go ahead and click it. See what happens.
It takes 48,000. 48.
There it goes!
To make it.
Word has reached us that the League of Lanesi Holdings has undertaken a construction project of monumental proportions in the Anus system. They intend to build a massive ring world around the system's primary, and as a first step, they have started to convert the matter of all nearby planetoid bodies into an initial metal skeleton for the megastructure. An impressive project, if it is ever finished.
Yep, that's what I got
It
too.
only takes 4,800 days. That's not too bad.
4,800 days is like an hour and a half of game time.
Yeah, it's a long time. Remember how long it took?
I'm not suggesting we finish. I just wanted to get to that point. I am happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
And if I'm not, I'll just save the game myself and do it later.
Wonderful. So I think it's time to take us out then.
All right.
Wait, you want to just leave?
I hope you enjoyed this season of Stellaris, and we'll see you next time. And for those of you who care, when is our next game time?
It was gonna be on not next Sunday, but the Tuesday after next Sunday.
And it was going to be at 8 p.m. Mountain Time?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m.
Pacific time.
Pacific time.
And that'll be the 26th of September.
Yeah. So.
So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this season, and we'll see you all in a little over about 9 days. About 9 days.
With the new season. And new empires, not necessarily with mutual cooperation in mind.
Yep.
Yes. All right. See you all next time.
See ya.